JSP.programming.com, and this is a tutorial on a basic kind of hello world JSP Java Servlet page in Java. So in the last tutorial we created this basic hello world Java servlet, and the servlet outputs HTML directly, and if I run that, let's just run it, it outputs this HTML. And actually if you do view source in your browser or here, you can see the HTML that it's outputting, and that's just coming from here. Now you'll probably think when you do this, surely it can't be normal to spit out HTML directly from Java, and indeed it isn't. What you normally do is you put your HTML in a JSP file, a Java Servlet page, and we're going to look at that in this tutorial. And the structure of these tutorials is going to be that I'm going to try to show you the most important things first. So we're going to look at servlets a lot more later on, but here I'm going to show you a really crucial piece of the stuff that you'll need to know how to create a basic JSP page. Now I've got this project set up from the last tutorial, and you'll notice there's this web content directory, and the web content directory is where you normally put your web content. So as an example, I'm going to right click on this web content folder, and make sure you do click the correct folder, and I'm going to go to new, and I'm just going to create a new HTML file here, and let's call that hello world.html. So I'll click next, and you can select what particular kind of HTML you want here, and there's a sort of preview here. Let's just click finish here, and look at that, so it's here. And if you're not too familiar with HTML, as I say, this course is going to be a bit like being dropped into the deep end, but it's made up of tags, and these are closing tags like this with the slash, and this is an opening tag, and you see you've got HTML tags, and there's a head area here containing a title. So let's give this a title, hello world, and here's the body tag where your content normally goes. So I'm just going to type in here hello world from an HTML page, and now if I just click run there and save it, then we can go to that page in this built-in browser in Eclipse, and we just see this text. Now a JSP is a HTML page, but you can embed Java in it. So I'm going to right click the web content folder, and I'm going to go to new JSP, and let's just call this hello world.jsp, and click next, and you can select the exact kind of HTML style you want again. So it's just like creating an HTML page, and you can see it looks basically just like the HTML page as well, except that you've got this special thing up here. Now this page will actually be compiled into a servlet by your application server engine. So Tomcat in this case is going to compile this page into a servlet before running it, and you can type normal HTML here. So I could say hello world JSP, hello world Java Servlet page, and I could run that already, and it's going to do exactly what you expect. And you can put all the kind of normal HTML markup, which I won't go into much in this page. But what you can also do is you can embed Java in this page. So if you want to output stuff on the page, your Java is going to go between tags that look like this. They start with a angle bracket like that, then they have a % sign, and you can see that Eclipse has already put in this closing % angle bracket, and I'm just going to move that down a bit so I've got a bit more space. And if you want to output some stuff from your Java directly, you can type an equals sign here, and now I can type something in Java which will be output on my page. So this really should evaluate, I guess, to a string. So let's just say here hello world JSP from Java, So that's just string syntax in Java, and you'll notice I'm not putting the semicolon in here. And if I run it, then we're going to see this Hello World JSP from Java. Now there's tremendous power hidden away here. If like one kind of classic example that you often see is if I do new date. So if I do new, and I'm going to have to type the full package name here, so java.util.date, just a normal Java class, no semicolon, then this is going to evaluate. It's like doing sysout on a Java util date object in a normal program, basically. So if I run this, then we're going to see the date here. And if you want to embed Java in here, but you don't want to evaluate it or output it directly, you can just use the angle bracket percent without the equal sign. So I could even define a class in here. I'm going to see a bit more about how this works in future tutorials, but for now I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Let's have some kind of Java here. So I'm going to say string, let's say string text, and let's set that equal to new. Let's set that equal to, in fact here I'll say date today equals new java.util.date, like that. And let's set the text equal to today.toString. And let's concatenate some text as well. I'll be naughty here and use the plus sign, which is not very efficient. I should use string builder, but I'll use this. So today's date is, and yeah, and let's put the plus in there to concatenate these strings. And oh yeah, this is going to also have to be java.util.date, and we'll look at how to import packages in a future tutorial. And now here I can just put the string that I want to output, and this equals sign is going to output it. So if I save that and run it like this, we've got today's date is, so it's outputting the string there. And there's another way you can, I'm not really sure why it's giving me kind of error stuff here, but let's not worry about it. And there's another equivalent way that you can do that, which is if you just let's change this. Let's just have this equal to let's say here, I'll change it back to what it was before. So I'll say new java.util.date, because I want to keep this example source code so you can look at it yourself if you want to. And I'm just going to have the string output here. So now at the moment, yeah, I've got to get rid of that semicolon. It's a bad habit putting it in here. So now at the moment, it's not going to display text, but it's just going to display the date as we saw a little bit earlier. But I want to show you an equivalent way of outputting stuff, because if I go here into the actual Java bit, the scriptlet section, and do control space, you can see there are a load of predefined variables that you can make use of in your page. And in particular, we've got an out variable that is one of these print writer, or JSP writer in this case, things that we saw in the last tutorial in the servlet. So I can say here out.print ln, and I can output in there my text. So now this is going to output the text, which is today's date is. We don't need that anymore. And then we're going to output the date down here separately. So if I run that now, today's date is such and such. So you can see that these different Java sections are kind of aware of each other, and they compile into like a contiguous block of code. So that's it for this tutorial. Join me again next time when we'll be looking at more interesting servlet and